Do you guys know why white people are so quiet about the issue of illegal immigration in South Africa? There is a new pipeline of a labor force they are able to exploit.
Hey Baba, Mkombuza, I want to remind you of something before you blame the Umlungus. Because I see more and more of you want to blame the Umlungus. When there was apartheid in South Africa, the Umlungus established electrical fence up at the borders to keep foreigners out of South Africa, because then we knew it would become a problem if they stream into the country. Then, when you guys took over, because I didn't vote for the government at that time, I didn't. The time you took over, your government took down those fences. They weren't maintained. The army didn't patrol there anymore. So, Hankumbura Baba, think about this. And then you have organizations in this country that promotes the borders to be open. In fact, political parties for that matter. And then when people do stream into South Africa, where must they work? Because the majority of people giving work is Umlungus. They've got factories, although factories are closing, there's no investment coming into South Africa, but they gave them work. So now I'm asking you this question. When they do come into the country and they work for the cheaper rate, don't you think when you go to Pick n Pay or Spar or whatever, you're going to see if you can find cheaper? Maybe you find it expensive at Spar, you'll rather go to Pick n Pay because the same thing there is cheaper. It's common knowledge that any person that can get somebody working for him a little bit cheaper, which I don't say it's right, don't get me wrong, but people will do that. Don't just blame the Umlungus for your problem, because that's the next step you want to do. You want to get rid of the Umlungus. That's why you're making this video, but you need education, Baba. Don't tell her, Baba. Come on. Think about this.
People don't understand what's going on because people are not interested. They will complain with brandy and coke, or in the case of the black intelligentsia, Johnny Walker, black, blue and green. How come South Africa today has a foreign debt of 4.7 trillion rand on an exchange rate of 18 to the dollar? Since Cyril Ramaphosa took over, it went from 2.5 trillion rand to 4.7 trillion rand. That represents 80% of the gross national product. The interest repayments daily is 3 billion rand. What do you say? What can one say? What the hell is going on? And they got another 26 billion rand from the IMF for infrastructure. And what about the $500 billion Cyril Ramaphosa got from the European Bank in COVID, which the European Bank doesn't even know about? But nobody asks questions. I have seen that when politicians start asking questions and push, they are being intimidated and victimized. Incredible. And you tolerate it? You do tolerate it.
Question to the African governments out there, especially South Africa. Tell me, why is it so difficult for you guys to listen to the public? The same public that voted you in, that warned you way before the time, things, we don't want this, we don't want that, but you give a deaf ear. You don't worry about it. The only time you respond is when there's violence, when there's protest action, and when there's burning going on. Now you want to jump up and down, get the police ready, get the immigrants out of the country, blah, 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 because you know you're going to lose power. And then before an election, you lie in any case. You're going to do this. And where's the free medical aid that was Cyril Ramaphosa was bragging about? This is going to happen, free medical. And then you get the vote, and then people say, oh, you lie again. You catch them out all the time, oh, Cyril. I don't know who's telling you these things. Is it people out there? Is it bad Mlungus that's telling you this? Is it your people that's telling you this is to lie? Did God tell you to lie? Because you know people are going to revolt against this government. And this is what happens all the time in Africa. Eventually you don't get voted out, you get forced out. Because you guys don't listen. All that God wants is for you to be open and honest. You're handling the taxpayers' money, the people that voted you in. Deal with it. Make sure there's no corruption. Make sure the security forces are up and going, running right. The government at the end of the day mustn't be corrupt. And then investment will come into the country and have your strict laws and do whatever you need to do so nobody takes advantage of nobody in this country. But you also ride that boat. Batu Pile. What a lie. Skelm Pile, Batu Kamara. Where's the spirit of Ubuntu? Where? Hey man, ANC, VUCA man. You're a big problem in this country. You could have pulled it right. You can get jobs for everybody in this country. At least 95% of people can have jobs in this country. There will be a future for generations to come. There's enough natural resources in South Africa. If your government starts doing things God wants you to do, not what you want to do, that's why people are revolting against you. And the whole of Africa is exactly the same. You just look after your own pockets. That's what you do. Of 1 rand, you steal 80 cents and give 20 cents back to the public. And the apartheid government, they stole 20 cents, but at least they gave 80 cents back to the public. You failed. VUCA ANC. VUCA.
Mbonani ngithemba ukuthi ngiphilile. Kune comment engiyibonile in particular ekhuluma ngendaba yokuthi no guys asivoteleni abelungu because clearly abantu abamnyama they are failing at leadership of the state. Kwasukela Thanini nina Cosu right before South Africa ifakwe kwa sanctions, uhulumeni we-apartheid ebuyekeza noma ebukela indlela to appease abantu abamnyama, indlela zokuthulisa umsindo. Ngoba there's a recent recording engizwe kwingoma kathandiswa ethi the natives are restless. Abantu abamnyama babe kwintshukumo yendlala nokuhlupheka. Current intshukumo that we are going in babebizwa ngani ngama natives. You understand? The natives are restless. One of the leaders kulenganekwane yami ye history basebe devise a plan ukuthi how do we appease the natives. Kwathiwa iplan yathi include a portion of them etafuleni, have 1 or 2 seats ukuthi bahlale la etafuleni badle. So leyo inclusion into wealth was then rebranded and repackaged as freedom. Because right now in South Africa, state of mind is umuntu omnyama sithini sithi the reason unakhuzana unkosi nonkosikazi wakhe they were living so nicely is because they are hard workers. You understand? The reason some South Africans are living so lavishly because bona they are hard workers. But the system noma kwengithi kwakuyicebo labo abacindezeli from the jump ukuthi sizovula umnyango, sizovula umpompi ukuze kungene ababili nabathathu, sizovula intuba engaka kuze kungangeni wonke umuntu, but abantu bafile bamela kulayini babe nethemba lokuthi one day bayongena kanti ngeke bangene. Owethu lo mshini kudla thina la. So why kufanele ngiqale lapha ya kwinganekwane le yokuthi this was something vele yayisivele in the pipeline when it comes to inkululeko yabantu base South Africa. Kwase kuyiplan to appease the natives ngani na to create a buffer class basho njalo. politicians, tenderpreneurs, businessmen abakule process, they are the buffer class, they are the exemplary, they are the difference between the poor getting squeezed and eaten while the rich rest. Ibona abaphakathi kwabo. Nabo umsebenzi wabo ukuba yini ukuthi babe ama shining symbols of success. Bakudome psychological ukuthi no, they are there because they're successful, but iqiniso lithi they are there because they occupied the first few seats kwitafula le corruption. You understand? Bese ke the notion yokuthi by actually reinstating ama whites and removing ama blacks as a buffer class, ama black millionaires akhandiwe, they are there by design. Ubhuti lo obanjwe lapha ka Eskom, he is supposed to be part of the program. We understand that there must be someone on the table with him. Kufanele kubukeke ngathi you as a black person are not working hard enough. That's why you hlupheka. That's why you can't afford your electricity. But iqiniso lithi you are financing the high electricity. You are financing lifestyle yongciwa la in South Africa. We as the public are financing impilo of the elite. Ngokuthini, they control the laws, they control the legislation, they control policies, they have the power to take us through hell. They manipulate the rand, they manipulate the prices, they manipulate the oil, they manipulate politics, they manipulate everything. Yonke into iphethwe yibo. Asina choice ukuze sidansele ini isiginci sabo. And even the blacks ababekiwe lana, they are just a buffer class. Bayinto yokusidoma ukuthi oh, maybe I'm not working hard enough, maybe I'm not educated enough, but the glasses and the facade is falling. Oh, dokotela basebenzi, which is like the pinnacle of education. But I digress. Ipoint ebengifuna ukuya kulo ileli lokuthi why is it ukuthi voting for whites or putting abelungu in power will not work for you? You understand? Because the blacks who are in power, it is by design. Ba ama shock absorber from your rage and fury. Vele fanele rage and fury. Sithi yabona nje right now unkosi uyi-shock absorber yani ye-corruption yase-Eskom. Indoda le ekhala ephethizwe izothi ya administration yami iyasebenza, naba abantu abenza inkohlakalo babanjiwe. Lapho kubolile. Name one mlungu wake wa implicatewa kulezi zinto zaka Eskom. Into kufanele ni understand lapha ya ukuthi leli qatha eliwu Eskom bebekade belifuna, kade belizingela, befuna futhi ukulenza lento eseyenzekalile namuhla. You understand leyo nto? They've been wanting it. Uyabona njengoba lokhu kuresign ama CEO, isihlalo siyashisa. Uthi afika uCEO ebehlala kusi isihlalo, afike kuthiwa signa la wendoda. Athi uyanqaba kuza thu yini lo. Obani ka benza lokho? Ilaba abangabonakala, ilaba abangabanjwa, ilaba abangatrained, ilaba abangangeni kwimedia. Banjani umbala? Bambala muni labo? People underestimate izinto ezenzakala lapha ya. In fact, people abantu abayi-understand South Africa ukuthi le genge yayinikahlela ngeapartheid. Abantwana babo bayaphila, their legacies, and they are protecting their legacy, and they are the beneficiaries of all this destruction. And every year, ngonxa ukuthi capitalism is exploitive by nature, is system of capitalism is exploitive by nature. It every year fanele bayi squeeze, and guess who's getting squeezed? Wena mntu omnyama. Via your taxes, you're getting squeezed. Via education, you're getting squeezed. Via your healthcare, you're getting squeezed. Young, they need to make profits out of you. Back squeeze. You understand? Ukuthi wena ushintsha isandla, ufake isandla simhlophe, still nje kuyafana. Bagqoka iglove elimnyama lesandla. Sisebenzisa the politician and the black businessman and the selfish politician and the selfish hungry black businessman ukukusqueeza. Wena ke uthi haya khishwa iglove sifuna ukusqueezwa ngqo. That is stupid. It's naive. It's naive. They never let go of the power. They never lost the power. They never let go of the power. They never let go of our means of production. Usayibona baphethe. And right now, bafuna ukuyiformalize ngisho. Manje they are even trying to remove that black glove. Helen Zilanje bebuda emadamini. You understand the Lord? They never relinquished the power. Mina ngithi uma kuukuthi irelay ebiza 300 rand. Ngithi mina ke ama turbines wasevisa lezi zinto eziphendukayo. Injini ukuyisevisa ngoba one thing you must understand ngalento ye production no procurement nama tender kunama grade kunama grade yalezi zinto. Abantu abamnyama they can only do sell ama tissue ama relays into ebizo 300 rand no 200 rand no bani abelungu abadayisa heavy machinery bathola malini bathatha malini. Why are you not asking yourself that question? Uma uzothi asivotela umlungu yini ungazibuza ukuthi ke the real ones ngoba uyazi ukuthi nje one thing la ungathola ukuthi khona uhalelile lento yama relay ukuthi ayinemali asimsuse lo sifaka umngane wethu. You understand? Uma ukuthi relay ebiza u300 rand ibiza 50,000 i-valve ibiza malini, ama cable abiza malini, ama turbines abiza malini, and who has access and capital to supply those things to ama entities? Ongciwa abelungu. Then ke bona ke how much are they charging a state for all of those things? Your machinery ebhedlela, everything, how much are they charging a state? If when you want to reinstate white as political faces, ungasifaki thina lapho ungenzi ngathi thina sazi ukuthi they are there vele. And ibona ababanjwa ay kostosi yaphela. It's just the jokes.
What's important is that this country is a company. And the question becomes, who owns it? Now, when you do the research, of which, again, I've made the videos, you realize that, again, citizens, we're just born here. The best you can do in this company is become an employee. So you work somehow making money for this company, or you run a small or medium business. So it's basically being like an employee. And again, you're working for company South Africa. And then there's two levels above that, being big business. So your Patrice, your Nicky Oppenheimer, your Johan Rupert, those guys are big business. Your Steven Sard at Aspen, previously Brian Chaffee, the guys at Bidvest. The big mines, manufacturers, farming companies like Afgri, Clover, ZZ2, Karen Beef. Those are big businesses that run this company at the highest level. And then your government, national government, your members of parliament, in particular your ministers, your president, deputy president. This is the executive board that runs this company. Imagine South Africa is just a company called South Africa. It used to be owned by the British. We can debate today whether it's still owned by the British or it's owned by the Americans, maybe somewhat by the Chinese and other stakeholders, but it is a company and your government reports to these guys. Who are these guys? That now becomes, for me, one of the key questions.